Hello and welcome to the Investor Financing Podcast. And I'm your host, Beau Eckstein. And today we're going to talk about 2020 migration trends. So if you look on the screen, you can definitely read the report here. And I think some really good content for you to kind of get an idea of where people are moving, because that's a good indication of where the markets are probably going to still appreciate over the next 5 years. And there'll be rent growth.
Welcome to the Investor Financing Podcast, where we interview real estate investors and lenders so you can learn all the secrets to getting your projects funded and scale your portfolio. And now, your host, Beau Eckstein.
Hello and welcome to the Investor Financing Podcast. And I'm your host, Beau Eckstein. And today we're going to talk about 2020 migration trends. And this is from U-Haul, who ranks all 50 states, and they track, obviously they're moving, a truck rental company. So they're seeing where the U-Haul trucks are going. And this is a very interesting topic. So I kind of wanted to do an episode on emerging markets and trends that are out there that we can look at, and resources that might be a good spot if you're looking to invest. Maybe you're living in an expensive coastal market and you're looking to invest out of state and trying to find markets to look at. I always look at this every year, which is the 2020 migration trends. It's a report that U-Haul puts out. So it's really fascinating.
You're listening to the Investor Financing Podcast. We'll be right back after this break.
And now a word from our sponsors. Want to save money on your taxes? Cost segregation is a strategic tax planning concept that saves money by deferring federal and state taxes through accelerated depreciation. Get a free benefit analysis today. Please visit costseghub.com for more information on cost segregation and all of our cost recovery services that can put more cash flow in your pocket.
So if you look on the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening, we'll talk about all these things, but I can send you a link. Actually, I'll put a link in the comments of the YouTube, so you can find this YouTube video later if you're listening on iTunes, because just go into the search bar and YouTube and put Investor Financing Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast on YouTube, as well as iTunes or Stitcher, or wherever you're getting your feeds. So it's pretty interesting. If you scroll down, states ranked by migration growth. Number one is Tennessee, which is, I found this really, really interesting. Recently funded a 20-unit multifamily deal there in Knoxville, and that market's booming. Talking to the sponsor who acquired the property. And then Texas is number two right now, and Texas has been in the, I think it said the top two for the past 5 years. Number three is Florida, 4 Ohio, 5 Arizona, 6 Colorado, 7 Missouri, which is interesting. Number 8, Las Vegas, or actually Nevada. I wouldn't just say Las Vegas. The Reno market's booming. Vegas Henderson market is booming. We're getting a lot of Californians like myself that have transplanted here. Number 9, North Carolina, 10 Georgia, 11 Arkansas, and 12 Indiana, which is surprising to be, up there too. So those are the top 12. You can definitely read the report here, and I think it's some really good content for you to kind of get an idea of where people are moving, because that's a good indication of where the markets are probably going to still appreciate over the next 5 years, and there'll be rent growth. So I'm looking at the U-Haul reports. I look at job growth reports. And if you watch some of my previous episodes, I think we just reposted one on with Neil Bawa, and he does a really good job of, he's like a data nerd, and he does a good job of like showing you different sites to find demographic so you can research these different emerging markets and find out, like, by the neighborhood, what the median income is, and it changes in some areas by the block. So it's really fascinating. So I'm going to put together a tools resource page with all these links at some point, and then do another podcast on that, because I think that's really valuable to have these tools. But this was a short episode. I just want to talk to you about migration trends as of 2020. It'll be interesting to see. What I see right now is I'm getting a ton of loan requests in Texas. I get the majority of loan requests in Texas for multifamily. So a lot of multifamily investors are buying in Texas right now. It seems to be the hot place to buy, and we'll see if that continues to go. But the data indicates it should be there for another couple of years at least. The emerging market. So thank you for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on my videos. Help me in the algorithm so other people can find me and get value. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Investor Financing Podcast. For show notes and useful resources, please visit investorfinancingpodcast.com. For questions or comments, email info@investorfinancingpodcast.com. If you enjoy our show, please share it with your network. Until next time.